the first tip, as Dustin mentioned, is to get to know the Battle.net system, the automatic matchmaking, and the leagues and ladder system. We've received a lot of really great feedback from you guys, and there's people that are sort of new to the game, and they're asking fairly straightforward questions. Hey, how does the automatic matchmaking system work? How does the leagues and ladder system work? And then on the other side of the coin, we have people that play a lot of Starcraft, and they want to know some of the inner details of kind of how we match you and how we slot you in leagues and ladders, how to get promoted and so forth. So this is kind of a combination of a lot of things. We want to give you guys some exclusive inside tips that we have not talked about publicly previous to Blizzcon 2010 with regard to the inner workings of how Battle.net matches you in StarCraft 2. So first off, an overview of the automatic matchmaking system. The first thing to know is that this is an adaptive learning system. So the more you play, the more accurate you get in StarCraft 2. Obviously, the system doesn't know a lot about you when you're a new player, when you first start playing your first few matches, so you're going to get kind of a bit more of a grab bag. But over time, the system learns and adapts to your play. We understand a little bit more about you, and we're able to match you more accurately. So the second is the system tracks your wins and losses as well as the difficulty of the match, you versus your opponent. Ultimately, the system obviously can't crawl inside the game and do a deep analysis of how you won, but it understands that you won. So whether you get a cheesy victory or a really legitimate hard-fought victory, what matters to the matchmaking system and the leagues and ladder system is that you won or you lost. And then the other key thing is how we evaluate how much that win counts for is based on the relative difficulty of how good you are, according to the matchmaking system, versus the skill of your opponent. And that's really key to understand. If you get a cheap and easy victory against someone that isn't very good, it's not going to count for as much in the matchmaking and league system as if you beat somebody that was really hard. So next up, the third point is skill is tracked as a moving rating and is tracked over time. There is an internal rating that we have within Battle.net, and this is actually a question we get a lot from the community. Is there some sort of internal rating? How are you doing this? There is indeed an internal rating that we use that is a rolling average. There's actually a few different numbers we use to determine how good you are and how we slot you in leagues and how we matchmake you. As you win games, we throw more and more challenging opponents at you. And likewise, if you lose a bunch of games, we throw easier opponents at you. Couple of tips, again, new things for BlizzCon. We have not announced previously. This rating does persist across seasons, so even as we extend the game into the future, that rating, that matchmaking rating, that understanding that Battle.net has about your skill does not wipe. It does not reset. So that's actually really good for the players because you won't need to earn your cred with the system all over again every time we wipe the league's and ladders. Also, that rating is internal. It is not to be confused with your ladder points, and I'll talk a little bit more about ladder points, but it is an internal rating that is not exposed in the user interface. Next up, the skill tracking is per matchmaker. So the key thing here is 1v1, 2v2, random, 2v2 arranged. Every single team that you create with your buddies, those are all separate skill ratings. They are not one skill rating, so one really doesn't influence the other. We do utilize any information we have about you to bootstrap you in new teams that are created in terms of what type of games we throw at you initially, but that very quickly is overridden by your actual win-loss record in your structured team. So if you start off a team with your buddy, we throw some pretty hard matches at you because you were really good at 1v1, how you do with your buddy is tracked separately. And that bootstrap rating is overwritten relatively quickly. The cool thing about this, real quick, is just it does work with players. It enables you to play with players of varying skill level. So if you're a kick-ass platinum player and you want to play with your buddy that's new to the game and you're bronze, you're not going to screw your rating overall in 1v1 or in some other team that you're playing with a diamond buddy. You're not going to screw yourself by playing with your newbie friend. It tracks it all independently. Really important point. So just in terms of the leagues and ladder system, a few points here. Placement matches. The first 5 games, as you guys know, anyone that's played StarCraft, most of you guys obviously play a lot of StarCraft 2. Your first 5 games per mode and per team are part of your determination. That's really where the system is learning about you before we slot you in a league or a division. The system doesn't know a lot about you at first. I've already mentioned that point. The league and division assignment, we slot you in that 100-person league. That is really the your proving ground, and the folks that are kind of around you in terms of skill level, given that particular matchmaker and team. Those are the folks that you're competing immediately around. So if you're ranked 92nd, obviously you want to work your way up to number 1, and the people that are around you, above and below you, are roughly around your skill level for that team and for that matchmaker. There are 5 leagues, as you know, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond, and we do distribute the population 20% per league. So that's 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So if you are in diamond, you are in the top 20% of the entire StarCraft 2 population for your region, which is a tremendous accomplishment. And of course, the opposite applies. And believe me, there are a lot of us that are in that division. I'm gold, so I just want to put that out there. League division placement does not affect matchmaking. This is the other really, really important point I want to emphasize for you guys. Just because you're in a given league or you get promoted into a higher league, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden the difficulty of your matches stair-step up. Because we use that internal rating, if you're in gold and you're putting along, you're having a good win streak, and then all of a sudden you go, wow, congratulations, you've been promoted to platinum. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden your matches are going to become 20% more difficult or 100% more difficult. That's not the way it works. We're gradually increasing your skill level over time, and then once we promote you, once we're sure, we promote you. More about promotion in a second, but basically that next match you're going to play is no different than the one you played previous in terms of the gradual ramp up of difficulty level. Other things to note about divisions. So you got to work your way up. The way we rank, I get a lot of questions. Hey, Greg, I don't get it. Like, why am I 16th and I've got a better win-loss record than the guy that's 15th? I don't understand. We don't actually use your rank criteria is not wins and losses. It's actually the points that you earn. And there's a number of reasons why we do that. But first and foremost, that is our abstraction of how not only how many wins you have, but per my previous point about some wins are worth more than others, how many points you have. So when you play a more difficult match and you get a hard-fought win, you're going to get more points. Those points should matter more for your division rank, and that's how we end up working that in. Also, bonus points. What is this bonus point thing? I got hundreds of bonus points up here. What bonus points are, the easiest way to explain them, they're like rested XP in WoW. It's a mechanic we've put in there so that if you need to take a break, say you go on vacation for a week and you jump back in StarCraft the day you get back, you have an opportunity to catch up a little bit by eating through your bonus pool. That bonus pool is accrued over time, and it will be cut off at a certain point in the season. So you'll have an opportunity to kind of catch up and eat through all your bonus points. Lastly, league promotions. The key thing I want to mention here is that we only really promote you when you're ready. So there is a possibility that you could have a great win streak, and we're gonna only promote you when we're actually sure that you're going to perform better in that upper division. If you're borderline, we're going to be really conservative on our placement. Likewise, we're really conservative in terms of our initial league placement. And as we know more about you, we'll be a little more aggressive. So say next season we might give you the benefit of the doubt, whereas the first season we didn't. And then I already mentioned the point about league placement does not equal skill necessarily in terms of the matchmaking stair step. So the point I want to make here on balancing leagues and ladders, the important point here is that the leagues and ladder system is a living, breathing system, the same as the game itself. In the same way as my counterparts here, the esteemed design team here, balances units in the game, we balance the leagues and ladder system. Collectively, the people at this table are taking with the leagues and ladder system on a constant basis, and we want to ensure a fair and fun play experience for everybody. What does that mean? That means that if somebody is exploiting the system, if somebody is law spotting or trying to cheat, or there's weird situations going on that come up because of certain matchmakers being more popular than others, or whatever it is, we're going to make tweaks, and we have already made tweaks over time. Without going into all the details here, we've made a bunch of changes since launch, optimizations on matchmaking, optimizations on team placement, and so forth. And we're going to continue to make changes going forward over the next couple months and into the near and far future to make sure this is a great experience for everybody. The final topic I have in my section here is to give you guys a preview of some of the cool stuff that we have planned over the next couple months. Some of this is coming in the November, December timeframe. Some of it's coming in the January, February timeframe with regard to improvements we're making to the Leagues and Ladders and matchmaking system based on your guys' feedback. So the first thing we're doing is we're actually improving the league icons. So as you guys know, everyone's fighting really hard for those cool league icons right now. Like, oh man, I want to get gold. Oh dude, I want to get platinum on my profile. But they're, maybe sometimes they're not caring as much about the specific division rank within platinum. Like it could be 92nd in platinum, but what matters is that platinum badge. Well, we're going to be introducing some graphics, some new UI, some new art into the UI that will actually denote how high you are in your division within that league. So if you're in the bottom 50% of your division, it's just going to look like it does today. And then as you get higher and higher, 26 to 50, 9 to, top 25, and then top 8, you're going to get even cooler art. So. The second change we're making is we are also improving the detail page on the Leagues and Ladders. So right now it's just a flat list, looks kind of like a spreadsheet. We're doing some things to make it a little more colorful, a little more fun, and then also to give some mad props to people that make it to the top of the division. So if you're top 8, you're going to get this special fat banner, tapestry thing on the side that's going to make it look really cool and exclusive that you're at the top of your division, and there'll be a slightly less cool but still cool one, for 9 to 25 and so forth down the line. We're also making some other improvements to the header and so forth. The next thing we're going to do is, as we've mentioned previously, we haven't talked a lot about this since we launched the game, we're going to be moving to Season 2. So what that means is when we go to Season 2, and we will be announcing when we're going to Season 2, ahead of time. We are going to be wiping the ladders, so we're going to be resetting your wins and losses, your division placement, and so forth. You get to start over from that regard. We are upgrading the profile to enable you to go back and view your Season 1 information. So we're wiping it, but we're going to let you go back and still check it out, so what your final placement was and so forth. So it's not going away completely. We're also preserving that matchmaking record. Super important point, right? You're not going to be starting over. You're not going to have to keep playing 5 placement matches all over again and start from scratch. We know how good you are roughly, and so we're going to use that. And you're only going to have to play 1 placement match in any given team or matchmaker in order to get re-ranked and re-slotted into division. The next thing we're announcing here at Blizzcon is we are officially rolling out the Master League. So what the Master League is this is the top 1 to 2% of the overall Starcraft 2 population in your region is going to be put in this really elite league we're calling the Master League. This is the top of Diamond, which is really awesome, about the top 5% of Diamond. And you're going to get your own special league icons. And this is really to make it an awesome competitive experience for those people that are really elite at the top. And of course, there's one more league. We are also announcing today the Grand Master League. So this will be the top 200 players in every Battle.net region around the world will be placed in a special elite league that is reserved for only the best and brightest in StarCraft 2. This is a special ladder. Amongst the other privileges that you'll have being in the top 200, the entire world will get to see, everyone in the region will get to see and access this special ladder. So as you guys know, you can pretty much only check out your own stuff right now. Well, everyone playing StarCraft will be able to check out if you are on that top 200. So it will be a totally elite and prestigious area, and you will truly get to call yourself a StarCraft Grandmaster. So the final thing is we're announcing today is that we are happy to announce that we have figured out a way efficiently and quickly to do this. We're going to build featured replays inside of StarCraft 2. So you'll be able to, effective come, say, January, February timeframe, you'll be able to go into the news and community area, which many of you guys use today. There will be a new tab off to the left. We'll be able to feature replays, whatever that is, GSL, Game 5, Fruit Dealer, Season 1. You'll be able to click right on that replay. There'll be a little description. Touch that replay. It'll fire right into the game engine. You'll be able to check that whole thing out. You'll be able to command the camera. You'll be able to check out APMs and resource collection analyze the heck out of that game, and you know, call your buddies on the phone and really get to compare notes and use it to try and improve your StarCraft game. So this is just the beginning of some of the stuff we have planned. We're going to continue to evolve the feature set for StarCraft 2 on Battle.net in the coming months and years, and we're super excited about some of the stuff we have planned. So thank you very much. At that.